Hello. If you need motivation to empower yourself to make sure that your year goes better than you might ordinarily have it go, this yoga practice might be for you. So let's get started. Hello, welcome to day 6 of our intentions instead of resolutions yoga. And today it's all about finding empowerment. So a lot of the ability to feel empowered comes from within, and it also comes from a sense of strength. So that's what we'll be focusing on today. So we're going to begin in seated with our legs crossed. You can have them close or you can have them far apart. I'm going to choose a little bit farther apart today. And we're going to begin with some side stretches. So with our hand on the mat, right hand on the mat, we're going to reach to the sky with our left arm and go over and spiraling our heart up to the sky. Then to the other side, up and over. Now on this side, the second time, try to go down to your elbow. And same thing on the other side, down to your elbow. Now while you're doing this, you want to try to feel that right thigh reaching down towards the mat. So you don't want it to come up like this. And one last time, down to our elbow and reaching over. Last time. Good. Now we're going to move straight to plank. Plank is a super empowering position because it requires all of your muscle groups in order to maintain stability. And you should feel your core get engaged right away. Your arms are working hard. Your leg muscles are working hard. Now we're going to hold for a count of 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up to down dog. And we're going to step it out a little bit. And you can reach for the mat with your heels. If they don't come close, that's fine. What we're getting is a really good stretch in our calf muscles by doing this little kind of dance. Now we're going to go into 3-legged dog. So you might want to spread your hands a little bit farther apart towards the edge of your mat. We're going to lift our left leg and bring it up and in to a low lunge. Now from here, we're going to go into warrior 1. And the way that we're going to approach that is by coming up onto the sole of our right foot, have it pointing at an angle in your room, and then squeezing your thighs to the center line. We're going to raise our hands up over our head. Now we want to try to keep our hips nice and square and hands up to the sky. This is a very empowering position. And it, again, is working so many muscle groups. And from here, we're just going to shift to warrior 2. So it's a very simple move. You just move your hands like this. Now, while we're here in warrior 2, try to make sure you're not gripping with your toes. So you want to try to be using the soles of your feet rather than your toes to maintain balance. And we're going to straighten that leg and lower it. Now reach out past your body with your hands. So you should feel your back engage. Then we're going to straighten again and back down. Now, while we're here, we're going to go into extended side angle. So we're going to place our left elbow on top of our left thigh. Then we're going to reach up and around with our arm, or you can have it straight up to the sky. And then we can hover like this with our fingers of our left hand a few inches above the mat. And then we're going to go back to that low lunge, and we're going to kick that left leg back to down dog. And now we're going to do the same sequence on the other side. So with your hands wide, about the width of your mat, we're going to lift our right leg and then bring it in to that same low lunge. Shifting on that back foot, squeezing your thighs to the center line, rising up to warrior one. Now you really want to try to do these moves from your core. Then warrior two. So opening up that left arm and that right arm, reaching out beyond your body. Straightening that right leg and lower. Straightening that right leg and lower. Then placing our right arm on our right thigh, swooping that arm up and over into extended side angle, allowing your fingers to hover above the mat, and then back to a low lunge. This time we're going to step back up to down dog, and we're going to lower to our knees. Now swing those feet over to one side. We're going to go into a seated position with our legs out in front of us. My heart rate's already up from doing that little sequence. Super good for heart health and circulation. Now we're going to bend our knees and bring our feet to the mat in front of us. We're going to go into a boat position. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to start with an easy boat. So it's something that anybody can do. So grasp your alternate wrists behind your thighs. Lean back to where your toes are the only part of your feet that are on the mat. Then we're going to raise our legs so that our shins are horizontal to the ceiling. When you feel like you can get your core engaged, you can raise your hands or put them out to your side. This is boat. Now from here, we can go into low boat and back up. Now a good flow for that is to lower your hands and bring them back up. Lower your hands and bring them back up. Now, sometimes you might get lower than others. There's no consistency is required. You can take a break and hug your knees in between, but we're going to try to do low boat 5 times. You should really feel your core engaged, and your movement should come from your core. So you don't want to just be throwing your feet out and throwing your hands out. You want to feel that core engaged. So that's 1, 2, 3. You can have your toes pointed or flexed. 4 and 5. There we go. All right, now we're going to move to our back. So just go ahead and lower. And it's kind of good after doing that to just hug your knees into your chest a little bit. And what we're going to do next are yogi bicycles. So you notice there's a little bit of a theme with empowerment, doing those strong warrior poses, and then getting right into working on our core. So with yogi bicycles, you want to have your feet and your legs nearly in the same position that we did for boat. Now, if you feel like your lower back is coming off the mat when you move your feet forward, bring them in so that your lower back is flush with the mat. Now we're going to take our fingers, interlace them, and put them behind our head. And what we're going to do is we're going to raise up, not a crunch. You just want to reach for your left knee with your right elbow. So you don't want the knees to move. You want the movement to come from your core. Now this is just the start. Then what we're going to do is we're going to extend that opposite leg. Coming back, extend the opposite leg. Again, trying to keep your lower back flush with the mat. So we're going to do 5 of those. That's 1. Try to get your shoulders off the mat. That's 2. 3. 4. And 5. And to finish it off, we're going to hug our knees to our chest. So you should really feel the abdominal wall from that quick little yogi bicycle. And now we're going to finish this practice flat on our back. So I'm going to get centered. We're going to reach up and overhead. Spread your fingers and your toes. And just try to reach with your arms and reach with your feet. And that is it for today's practice. So I hope that you've gotten more engaged with practicing yoga, whether it be just doing standing positions in your kitchen, like I do with my Yoga Anywhere videos, or if you are doing full practices. Now, most of mine are 15 minutes or less. So if your excuse has always been you don't have time, that you should be able to fit into your schedule. So I hope to see you again soon. And until then, bye.